then when you start the engine, then it comes alive. The beast comes alive.
Oh, wow.
It rises,
Yes.
and that's such a beautiful sight. I mean, I like that so much.
Well, hello, and welcome at the new Cars of Mine video. Today it's about the Citroën C6, and today it's first the car, and then we hop over to the mine, to the owner. And when we start with the theory about the Citroën C6, we start, of course, with the Jaguar XJ220. Mark Lloyd, who designed the Jaguar, also designed the concept of the C6, the Lignage, in 1999. When it was launched, it looked almost the same as the concept. It's a sort of modern version of the Citroën CX. Compare the sloping roof lines of both cars, the short rears and the large concaved rear windows. The C6 has simple, clean lines to reduce the wind noise. Interesting details from the outside are the boomerang-shaped lights, which make the car slender at the back instead of, with most German cars, fat. The concave rear window, the rear spoiler, which rises at 65 km and 125 km from tailgate, doors with frameless windows, and in the interior we see the head-up display, the digital dials, and look, does the digital line reflect the silhouette of the car? We also see the beautiful wooden vertical soft closed door bins, and in the back there are two separate seats with an almost flat car floor. That increases the feeling of space. It has a wheelbase of 2.9 meters. It has a transverse engine and it is front-wheel driven. That results in a lot of space, which the Jaguar S-Type with the same wheelbase didn't have. The engine was also used in the S-Type and suits the 1846 kilograms heavy car. Pros of the car are its comfort, its space, its looks. It's the French Jaguar. Take off all logos and it will still be a typical Citroën. Cons are its turning circle, its small boot, the fact that it's fading when braking a lot, and it's too stiff on short bumps. So why wasn't the car a success? It's maybe a combination of three things. It went on the market too late. Concept was ready in 1999 and it came 6 years later. Its price. It was positioned between a D and E segment car. Clearly too expensive when you compare the quality of the interior with the finishing level of an Audi A6. You will see that on the car I will drive today, the paint on the roof loosened and the fabric on the B-pillar is wobbly. Its design. It is a beautiful car, but maybe too eccentric for a French manager. Take a look at the sales figures in France after 10 months of production in 2006. Citroën has learned their lesson. Their current flagship, the DS9, is a modern definition of a less eccentric and more classical look. The Citroën C6 remains a car with a lot of character and prestige, which I'm going to enjoy. And now, in style of the French businessman, I go to the owner to drink a cup of tea. I'm all dressed up. I'm driving in my E-Class to the owner of today's car. He takes his time, he's very thorough, he's always calm. So he suggested to first meet his family and drink a cup of tea before starting to film.
Dus eigenlijk Engels praten.
Yeah. In the car, together with
Rens den Hollander.
Why do you own a C6?
Well, because I think it's the most beautiful and most comfortable car there is.
So more beautiful than a air suspension Mercedes S-Class, for instance. More beautiful than an old Rolls Royce.
Yeah, I think those cars are too posh or too German, you know, not sophisticated enough. But for my opinion, then.
All right, what is wrong with this? This is going to be an interesting video, I think. What is wrong with being too German?
Well, it's too solid, too not artistic enough, you know.
Yes.
French cars are more the design. I like it more.
But that's so interesting, because one of my main questions would be, I introduced you as a real nice gentleman, a gentleman, and always you would say in German, ein feiner Kerl, ein zart, thinking about things, taking your time, thorough, being a lawyer. Why would you drive French with all the risks there are in French cars? Of course, yes. Sorry.
Maybe it's my elders. My father, he always had French cars, Renault.
Ah, yes.
I was brought up in the R16, Renault 16.
Yes.
So I suppose that had some influence, the French cars.
And what influence is that? What does it mean to you? What definition do French cars have? What style du vivre?
Well, they are more comfortable. The suspension is easier. The
Softer.
Yeah, the chairs, everything is more has more comfort, I think. And the lining of the car. I mean, the design of the car is more more art than is
Certainly.
the German design of cars, in my opinion.
First time we met, well, we didn't greet each other, maybe slightly. We weren't colleagues at that time, but you came with a Mercedes S-Class from 1986. 86 it was.
Yeah.
For me, such a beautiful car. You owned it as well, so you must like the car as well.
Well, I must admit that the W126, the S-Class,
Yes.
Mercedes-Benz, is also a very beautiful car.
But what does stand Citroën for? Because I described you as a very thorough person. How is it possible to combine those qualities with the joie de vivre from Citroën?
Well, that's a good question. Maybe it's my hidden side.
Yes,
the
artistic
romantic.
side. Yes.
I always liked cars. I mean, Citroën is number one, but I've had more cars that I liked. I mean, for instance, the Volvo. We have got also a Volvo 850 with the five-cylinder engine.
Yes.
That's also well, I like that car too, and it's a completely different kind of car.
Yes,
I mean, it's also
That's the solid car.
That's very solid.
I would think that suits you very well.
Okay.
Knowing you as a colleague. But aren't you? We just talked with your housekeeper, and she told, when I saw you in the suit as a lawyer, you were a totally different person as in the boots at your farm.
Yeah.
Are those cars the two opposites as well?
Well, no. Well, for the outside, I mean, for someone who looks at me, maybe, but for me, not. I'm the same person.
Yes, of course.
And really, all in my behavior, in how I communicate with
Yes,
people, how I am, I'm the same. And it's only the outside.
Yes.
So the Citroën question, why do I like Citroën? It's a good question, Gerard. And I think it's the romantic aspect.
That's the word, I think. But what romantic feelings do come over you when you drive this car? Is it the joy?
I suppose it is the suspension, the feeling. Well, when the car, especially the elder Citroëns, when the engine is stopped, then they go down. Then they lie with their belly to the ground, and they lie there.
Yes.
And I think that's a beautiful sight.
Yeah.
And then when you start the engine, then it comes alive. The beast comes alive.
Oh, wow.
It rises.
Yes.
And that's such a beautiful sight. I mean, I like that so much.
That's true.
Yeah, it costs more than a Toyota, any type of Toyota. I mean, the rational choice is to buy a Japanese car. but it's no fun. And so it's a hobby to have such a car as this one, and then in a hobby, that
may
can
cost money.
Yeah, may cost some money. I mean, that's all in the game, and I like it very much. And well, your point, when the car's before my house and I look out of my kitchen and see my car, then well, I like it. There's A piece of art for me.
It is a piece of art. Do you
look at.
Do you see this as a piece of art?
Yeah, I do.
And what especially? What shapes in the car? What about the car is a piece of art for you?
Well, the lining, the reference to the old C6 model. And the lining, the concave window
in the back,
but more elements of the car refer to that old C6 model.
Yes,
I like that, but also some of the details of the lights of the. I mean, you've got that's technical aspect, the lights that go with your steering up and down and left and right.
Really?
Yes, that you can see in the dark.
In the DS already, huh?
Yeah, in the DS already. I like all those elements of the car.
I understand that. What trips did you make with it? Because I can understand if you like the car, you go maybe to meetings, or you go with your wife to France to drive to the south of it, especially, or to embrace that romantic feeling.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Last 2 summers we went with this car to France, and well, when you drive through France with this car, that's very special, and luckily my wife likes it as well, the car in France, so that's romantic it is in more ways. I like something what was really strange was when we were there in France, we did not see one other Citroën C6, not one.
There are 2 reasons.
Summer.
Because it's French and it's rotten away somewhere.
Well, no.
The other reason is they're only sold 23,000 of it.
That's the thing, and the rust is not a problem, but the technical problems that's the problem. And well, 23,000 cars only are sold worldwide in what is it, 6 or 7 years?
Yes.
So that's dramatically low.
But you didn't see many cars, many C6s. How did the French people react?
Not one.
Not one.
No.
How did they react to it?
Well, they were not shouting or waving or whatever. They did not do anything at all. I mean,
no,
a little bit
disappointed.
Yes, by that. But so maybe
understand that.
I, as a Dutchman, was more enthusiastic about a car than the French. I think.
Yes. I could imagine that. Well, that was a long intro already. We have talked about type of car, personality, and car. You have owned before this one a Citroën XM. You told me.
Yeah.
Between the XM and the Citroën C6 is a gap of, I think, 7 years, when there wasn't a luxurious, large Citroën. What are the difference in driving quality when you look at the hypno suspension?
There's far more sophisticated technique in this car, but to be honest, the XM has more this sensation of driving on the flying carpet than this one has.
On our way to a beautiful spot where we can inspect the car, we just stopped at a place where you could taste wines, and then I noticed maybe a similarity between you and the car. The similarity would be, I think, that Rens enjoys life. And I think that's what Citroën stands for, to enjoy life with all its quirks that the car has. And then we came to the question, well, what is enjoying life? I think, but Rens is the guest, so he has to answer, of course. But I think that he has space in his mind to actually take time and enjoy bewust.
Conscious.
Take time and enjoy the good things in life. Maybe sitting with his wife and watching a drama sometimes on a certain time. Maybe nipping on a glass of wine sometimes. And maybe enjoying the beauty of a Citroën C6 sometimes. Would you agree to that? Is that enjoying life and not working too hard and only work and think of the negative things? Because, but also stand still sometimes and see, wow, we live in a beautiful place here and we are going to some places here sometimes.
Well, you are saying wise words, interesting words, Gerard. I think, well, the art of enjoying life, well, is a key theme. Everybody wants to enjoy life, but how do you do that? I mean, I don't know it, but the way I do is just try to like, well, the daily life, the little things, the way. When you wake up in the morning and the sun comes up, and then you see, you see the fields, small things, and
important things.
Yeah,
and decide not only be a lawyer and work 80 hours a week.
Exactly, there must be balance.
Balance is the key word, my dear.
And speaking about balance,
you are the epitome of balance.
C6 is really in balance always because of the hydropneumatic suspension.
Yes.
Is the C6
with a lot of understeer, by the way.
Always. You do what you can do, and more you cannot do that. So that's my vision, or how I stand in life. Do what you can do and be happy with that. Yeah.
Yes, and where you have and when you can influence the situation, you can do something about it and make a positive contribution. And otherwise, don't worry about it too much.
Yeah, that sums it up for me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe we can take a look at the car somewhere. Eh?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh yes. But I feel the suspension on my stomach as well.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
Now?
No. It's really okay. But there is a difference between this car and my E-Class.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And it has a very special noise inside the car.
Yeah.
Because it's different. Oh.
Do you did?
I think in a way it's silent, and I read somewhere that it had double glazing as well.
Yes, from the side.
Reduce.
Yeah.
Also, the shape of the car reduces the amount of wind noise.
Mm-hmm.
But on those curbstones where we're driving on, those old roads, you hear the wheels a lot.
Well, and you hear the engine. It's a diesel.
It's a diesel.
Ja.
Ah.
So, dus ik zie
Gemeente Hardenberg hier al.
Ja, dat gaat niet goed. Ik zal.
We parked near a supermarket where we eat something. Well, we ate something. This is not going to be in the video. From select. What is the purpose of this button? You can go left and right to it. You can maybe it's for the lightning. Or
it's for the head-up display.
Or I will show it for the viewers as well.
Yeah, this is the famous
car adjustment
suspension system. You can go up and down with those.
Yes,
the whole car.
All right. And why would you want that? to adjust the car in height?
If you go on a rough terrain with big stones, you can put the car up. Then you don't hit the rocks.
No.
I did this sometimes in France, and
Really?
the highest level, that's more for when you have to look under the car to fix something.
Is it so high? Is it that high?
No, well,
That you really
can
crouch under the car?
Yeah.
Is it really?
It's like something like this. Then it is easy to
That is
go under
high.
it.
That is high. Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
But then you cannot drive. Then there is no suspension anymore. It's.
All right. I understand that.
En deze lade, heb je die aan jouw
Yeah,
kant?
this is excellent.
Die ken je.
It's a bit narrow maybe for my head, but it's quite. It's not too bad, really.
How long are you?
190.
Oh yeah, well I'm 186.
Nice car. From the outside, you always think, how is it possible that well, maybe the C pillar over here is so wide at the back, but that is because the opening of the door is more forward than you would think from the outside.
Or the chairs are more
Backwards.
back. Yeah.
Air conditioning in the back, the ventilation system, 2 cigarette lighters.
And also those chairs have heating.
Really?
Yes, in the middle down there is somewhere a button.
Oh,
So
yes.
there-
Oh, here.
Those are also heated.
Such a small opening, huh?
Yeah, it's quite small indeed. And for me it's remarkable this one. The spoiler, automatic spoiler, eh?
Well, extremely strong, eh? That they also built these over here, as well as those.
Yeah,
Very nice.
This unit is quite heavy because of the spoiler.
Ah, that's why.
I think that's the reason.
Wow, cool.
Double telescopes.
Telescopes.
Yeah.
Wow. And here you have a possibility to close it with your hand as well. Oh, quite heavy. Wow. Oh, sorry. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the engine. Just a quick view.
Good.
That's a Peugeot also engine, huh?
Yeah. It's actually a Jaguar engine, 2.7 turbo diesel. There is in this sphere is a membrane.
Yes.
On the half, and in the one side there's air,
Yes.
and the other side there is oil coming. Now, this is the oil side.
Understand.
So when you brake, for instance, also the brake is on the same system.
Of course.
Then or when the suspension is working, then the oil is going up and down, and the oil pushes against the membrane and against the air. The air is under pressure.
Yep.
So it's air suspension.
Yes.
And the hydro is more for the transfer of the power of the pressure, and the suspension, the feeling of driving on the carpet, on a flying carpet, is because of the air compartment.
Yes, which you can adjust.
Yeah, constantly. So when you load the car with tons, very
Of
heavy
briquettes
people,
or so.
then the car is exactly on the same level.
Wow.
There is a computer system, of course, all the time regulates the height, also of the different
really?
wheels.
Is it?
It's
Because in the old days it wasn't a computer system, of course, and even then it was possible to do it that way.
yeah. But here the front wheel is there is a system that it
Detect.
detects the impact, and then the information goes to the rear wheels to adjust the suspension.
All right. We have covered everything, I think.
Yeah,
Let's drive home.
let's do it.
Very smooth backwards. By the way, you know the way we have to drive?
More or less.
More or less. Oh, exciting. It is nice, huh? Oh,
Clack.
that was the central locking.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the nice windmill.
Yes. De windmill in de wijk.
Yeah. It drives very easy, huh? A child can do the laundry.
As we say in Dutch.
Yes. Well,
Rechts.
probably to the left. To the right.
Links, rechts, denk ik, ja.
Ja.
Left, right.
Right,
I
let's
think.
try that.
Staphorst. Ja.
To the right to go to Staphorst.
Ja.
Koetangen. Look if there are any cyclists. Zwolle, 26 kilometers already from Zwolle. More or less to the left, I think.
Ja.
Cool. Oh, the blinkers are very soft.
Yeah, and the steering as well. Sometimes too soft, I think.
Oh,
Then it's
right.
a little bit.
Not much feedback, maybe.
Yeah, and
it's
too reacts too
slow.
intense. No, not.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
a bit onrustig.
Yes. Yes. For me, it's an experience already to drive about these cobblestones or so, these old streets, because it's so smooth. It's the driving on carpet, huh?
Hopla. Yeah.
Wow. And you wouldn't say that it's a diesel engine.
No, it is
Wow.
indeed. The isolation is, I think, is superb.
Yes, it is. Wow. And it's so warm. Oh, Overijssel, we're back in our province. But it's such a wafty feeling, huh? Warm. And then it glides on. But it's so smooth. It really is. Relaxing. And I have to get used to that bluish, greenish dials in the back. 50 from the how did I just call it? The head-up display. Yes. Wow. It's nearly irritating or so because you see it all the time, but it's okay when you get used to it.
And you can fade it. I mean, you can
turn it off,
adjust
probably.
it, or less intense.
All right.
To the right.
To the right. The indicators are very silent, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the ones in my Mercedes are louder.
Okay. Well, they grew in loudness if they after some time there is
turned on longer.
Augmenting effect.
Really?
Yeah.
The shape of the car. It's 1 meter 90 wide.
All right.
That is wide.
Yeah. What's your Mercedes then?
About this. Not as wide. You have the feeling here that it is such a different shape. It's half a circle
Yes.
over here in the front. It's nice. It's so silent over these roads, which are normally very loud. It is relaxing.
So you are going to fall in love at Citroën C6 as well, Gerard, or?
Nice question, yes, but I find that such a, well, it's also always an over psychology question of me. Does the car fit to the driver? But for me, a French car was never an option. And that's strange maybe, because my parents always drove French. They had a Renault 4 as their first car. Wow, it's so silent, because we just drove over a railroad. It's really dry, silent. And in the past we had a couple of Simcas. You remember the brand Simca?
Ja, Simca 1000? 1000?
Yeah, 1100.
1100, ja.
Touring.
Oh ja, ja.
And I think after 2 years, they they rusted away, and they were so bad.
Notorious.
The engine reacts a bit later on the gas pedal, on the
Dynamics, yeah, it's also the gearbox maybe.
All right.
There is he is a bit well, versleten.
Worn out.
Worn out a bit.
Oh, but it has sponge in it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Maybe this is louder on the highway than my Eagles.
Really?
Yes, I suppose so.
Tires or the engine or the wind?
Yeah, let's hear. The A-pillar has some noise over here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The tires as well. That noise. But you don't hear the engine. That's very cool, huh? So it's still very relaxing, and it's really driving so softly. What was the favorite car of your family?
Well, when there were no Renault 16s anymore, my father bought a Renault 18, and after that a Renault 25. It was a very good car.
Yes, I've had my driving lessons in a Renault 25.
Yeah? No, that drove pretty good.
Yes.
And then we will see the former water tower. There's a
yes, with the restaurant in
it at the moment.
Wow. Very comfortable. Oh. Steering is light and indirect or so.
Yeah, it's too jumpy, I think.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Especially when you drive not so fast. When you drive on the highway, it's all right.
The car glides so much more than mine. Just park it in here on the right.
Yeah, on the right. Excellent.
Well, Rens, thank you so much on this nice experience. It was a long afternoon. We have been lost, we've been hungry, we've been thirsty. We've met people that are on the picture as well, and I've learned a lot, and we have philosophized, talked a lot about life. And I'm tired, but it was really an interesting experience. And I must say, viewers, if you want to have also a nice video with your car and see me a bit nervous in the introduction film, driving to the owner of a car, you can always write to carsandminds@yahoo.com, and maybe we'll make another video with you as well. Thanks for now. See you in another episode with hopefully better English, and see you next time. Bye bye.